and welcome to Cooking with Robyn today. Today we're going to do a quick bread and butter pickle recipe. And the first thing that you want to do is wash your cucumber pickles. And these are pickling cucumbers. They're not the big, round, smooth one. You could use those in a pinch, but what we really want are these. And pretty much you can find these all year round now. I have a nice little scallop cutter. And what I want to do is just kind of remove the ends. And then I'm just going to slice these about a 1/4 inch. A little less than a 1/4 inch. You can make them a little thinner, but I wouldn't make them any thicker than this. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to take those and we're going to put them on a cookie sheet. Now, if you don't have a scallop cutter, could you use your knife? Absolutely. But you can find this at Walmart, and it makes a nice little design on your cucumber. This adds a little something to your recipe. All right, we want to spread these out on the cookie sheet. And then we're just going to take a little kosher salt. And you're just going to sprinkle it over on the cucumbers. And what that's going to do, that's going to draw a lot of the moisture out. And it's going to give you a really nice crisp pickle when we're done. All right, so we're going to put this in the refrigerator for about 1.5 to 2 hours. All right. So our cucumbers were in the refrigerator for about 1.5 hours. I took them and I put them in a colander and I rinsed all the salt off. I let that drain for a few minutes. And then what we're gonna do next is we're just gonna set those aside and we're gonna get our brine ready. Now what I'm gonna do, because I have about 4 pounds of cucumbers here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna triple this recipe. So I'm gonna add the white vinegar. All right, then we're going to add the apple cider vinegar, brown vinegar. We have our brown sugar. We have our white sugar. We have our mustard seeds, our celery seeds, and turmeric. Now, we're just going to heat this till it might simmer a little bit, but we want our sugars dissolved. Okay, now while this is coming up, heating up, we're going to go ahead and get our jars prepared. Now I have 3 different sizes of jars. I've got your 32-ounce mason, and I have your 2.5 cup. Both of these are wide mouth, and they are ball. Both of them are ball, but they're called mason too. And this is a pint. Just a nice size to give away. Now we're not canning this recipe. They're just a quick refrigerator pickle. And what that means is they'll last probably a good month or more in the refrigerator. Mine usually don't last that long because they're gone. It's a really, really good recipe. I take these to potlucks. I've taken them to Howling at the Moon, and usually have to hand out the recipe quite a few times. What we want to do is we're going to go ahead and cut some of our onion. Now, a red onion is nice because the red against or the purple onion against the green cucumber looks really nice. So that's why I do that. If you don't have, could you use a white onion? Absolutely. Now you want a medium to low heat on this because You don't want to heat it up too fast. You don't want to burn the sugar that's in here. You want to keep stirring it so nothing settles on the bottom. Now, just to kind of give you a roundabout, well, how many cucumbers do I need for this size? This one usually takes about 6 of the size that we had today. This one takes about 4, and this one takes about 3 cucumbers. Now, then again, you know, even those cucumbers were various in sizes, so you just want to kind of, it's just a nice estimate. And 1 batch of the brine will fill one of these up with the cucumbers in it. It takes 1 batch of brine. So you kind of want this more on the thick side, about maybe 1/4 inch. And I usually either slice it whole, or if it's a smaller onion, I'll slice it whole. But this was such a large one that I want to just, I halved it. Just taking a little of the white, not on all of them. Now, I have some jalapeno peppers here. Usually I like to try to find a red pepper, because green and green, sometimes you don't see the jalapenos in there, but if it's red, the ghost peppers are orange, they're really pretty contrast in there. And I'm just gonna slice those kind of thick, leave the seeds in and everything. Now, this jalapeno is optional, but so many people that I know love the hotness in these bread and butter pickles, so I am going to put it in. And of course, I'm trying not to touch this pepper. My skin is highly sensitive to it. Let's stir this. All right, let's cut this one. There we go. I think this is almost ready. It looks like it's pretty much dissolved, but we want it to come to just a little simmer is what we want. And then we'll turn it off. All right, let's prepare our jars. So we'll go ahead, and these onions are really good on sandwiches. I'm going to stick some jalapenos in the middle one here. I'm going to put those together so I know that they're going to be hot. Now, let's say you're doing this and you only have, like, you only fill the jar up halfway. That's okay. You don't have to fill it up all the way. Put some peppers in there. I like to save some peppers too for the top, so you know right away when you open up one of these that if it's going to be hot or not. All right. I think our liquid is there. Yep. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn that off. And let's finish getting our jars ready. You could use as much or little onion as you like. Now, if I can find the red jalapenos in the store, I usually do that. And some people are like, red jalapenos? Is there such a thing? Well, when you leave the green ones on to ripen, there are red ones. There we go. This is perfect for the 4 jars. Now, you don't really have to smush them down or anything, but they will shrink as they sit. Okay, I'm just gonna let that cool for a second, and then I'm gonna get some of these other jars. I have enough cucumbers for 3 jars. All right, this looks like it's a nice temperature. It's not steaming too much. It stopped simmering probably about 10 minutes ago. You don't want to cool it off completely. I think it has something to do with I'm going to fill that up in a minute, but I didn't want all the seeds to go in just that one jar. All right, there we go. Now, as you can see here, it doesn't completely cover the liquid, doesn't cover it, and that's okay. And like this one here, it's like 3/4 of the way, and that's perfectly fine. Because what we're gonna do with these, we're gonna put the lid on it, and then we've got a container, could even be a cookie sheet. You're gonna go like this, so that way, probably by morning, 3/4, if not all of these will be within the liquid. So we're gonna let these sit on the counter for about an hour to an hour and a half so that they can cool. All right, these feel like they're cool enough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the lid on it, and I'm gonna turn them upside down in some like a cookie sheet or a pan or something, just in case this leaks out, it doesn't have a good seal. Now you want them turned upside down in the refrigerator for at least 2 days, and then you can turn them upright and they're ready to eat. And as you're eating them down, the ones that might have been above the brine will get into the brine and pickle. Now I am writing hot on top of these two, just in case I give these to somebody or they get mixed around in my fridge and you can't see the jalapenos in them right away. Just like this. There you go. Quick pickles. These are bread and butter quick pickles. I hope you enjoyed the day today, and thank you.